Oh, okay.
It's like it slept a little bit longer.
Maybe it's in a different
Okay.
time zone.
We are on.
Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah, keep an eye on that, please.
All right, let's call the meeting to order. Let's start your pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have a addition to the agenda. We're gonna do number 6, the letter of understanding. Did you get that? And approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
I'll second it.
Dave?
Yes.
And Max.
Yes.
Kayla, fund balance report.
Our beginning cash balance was $740,225.68. We did have a few deposits totaling $227,725.42. And then we had our normal HRAs, AP, and payroll totaling $266,360.41, leaving our ending cash balance at $694,590.69. Sorry, tongue twister today.
Okay, accounts payable.
The reason you'll see 3 is we had DTE that needed to be paid. That's so that way we can get everything going for the gray barn, and they needed the check as soon as possible. And then the First Bank credit card, that one was due before the meeting, and you guys have a policy that is to be paid. So we went ahead and paid that before the board meeting.
Okay.
This year, you gonna change that?
Once we're done with the audit.
Okay,
All right,
Yeah,
that's where the that's
yeah,
what we.
Once we're done with the audit, then it will be running underneath me. But because everything started with her,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you noticed that. That's where we're like, what the heck?
yeah,
Alright.
yeah, my login and everything hasn't changed yet. We were waiting until the audit was cleared.
All right.
What does the First Bank credit card pay for? Is it stuff on this budget here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. DJ does it if there's like a place that we don't have an account,
I just
things like that.
Yeah, that's
Place
right.
where we're buying parts. Or
Yeah,
something.
that's fine.
Yep.
Yep.
I did have a question on bills payable. Anywhere down exam, is that drug or physical?
That's fiscal, DOT fiscal.
We actually had a guy come here
Mhm.
and did it on site.
Did CDL visit?
Yep.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Cool.
That's
Kind of
He's going to the ready man.
testing, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kind of testing.
Well, I just
Does
seen
he do
that.
it by group or by individual? Like, do you have so many
We
people?
had a group, but he'll do it, I think,
Individually?
for everyone.
Oh, all right.
I mean, it's a basic checklist. Is
Yeah.
all it is.
Our goal is to, I think, to try to get multiple, so that way it's worth his time and whatnot.
Once you get
It's a
them all
good
on the
deal.
same,
It would be nice to do half the crew one day and half the
Right.
next, so we're all
you
basically
get everybody in the same
time.
rotation. You can
Exactly.
Yeah. I just seen that and I thought, well, anywhere, I just thought maybe it might be the drug drag. You know, but-
And did the grader rental? Did we get our police report?
We did.
Everything's go ahead then with their insurance then.
We did get the check too.
Oh, okay. Will that show up on?
That will show up on the next one.
All right, perfect.
It will show in our various deposits.
Okay.
But it's in that one.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Second it.
And Dave?
Yes.
I guess I got a question. How would you like us to respond? In favor, aye, anything?
Whatever
Yes,
you-
no, okay.
Whatever you want. I'm
All
starting to get voices, so I
right.
hear them.
All right, public comment. Steven.
I guess I'm the only
You're
one to
it.
start.
Is there anybody on there, Mandy?
No.
Okay.
For those of you who are new, I'm Sergeant Sense with the Sheriff's Office. I'm also double down as the Waymaster, one of the Waymasters for Clare County. I think we've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years now, moving most of the responsibility of Waymaster over to the Sheriff's Office. Hopefully it relieves the headache from the commissioners. I know past commissioners have said it has. The undersheriff loves those phone calls. Excuse me. For the $5,000 ticket that somebody just got. Obviously, it's an easier headache for the sheriff's office to deal with than you guys. Due to COVID, training this year got canceled by Delta. So we're actually in February the 8th. It's a Monday. Myself, the motor carrier, and Kuhn are going to be putting on a refresher / new Waymaster training class over at the Sheriff's Office. We're actually going to be training 2 more people at the Sheriff's Office to do weight enforcement. We're also, Clare City is actually put up for 2 of their officers to sign up for and start doing weight enforcement also down in Clare City. So they'll be new to the program. We'll be hopefully getting them up to snuff because obviously a lot of heavy vehicles are going through the city limits of Clare. So they'll be on board with that. Hopefully the new vehicle should be here next month, end of next month would be my guess. I think that's what's projected to be out. Also a couple things I wanted to bring up, just food for thought for later for discussion with you guys, about the possibility of restricting some of the gravel roads during frost laws. I know we brought it up in the past a couple of times. Unfortunately, some of these heavy vehicles, they're tearing up. They'll tear up 5 miles of a gravel road instead of driving a half mile on a paved road that's restricted. So obviously the people on the roadways are calling. I try to check on them as much as I can. We didn't have too many issues last year, but we've had a couple where I was in a pickup truck and I was having a hard time getting through because of the ruts that the trucks were causing. Also this year I'd like to see if there's the possibility of restricting, if we're not going to do all gravel roadways, at least Maple Grove between M115 and Old State. That road every single year gets closed and shut down, and it's not because of the Buick going through there. We all know how that road is, but the heavy vehicles going to the plant are definitely taking its toll on that roadway, which causes us to shut it down. So it'd be nice to at least try to see if we could restrict that for frost laws this year and see if we can actually keep it open for the regular traffic to pass through there. I would think they would want to go on a paved road anyway and go into Farwell and come through anyway, but just food for thought on that one. I'd like to see if we could possibly try to do that before we probably got another month or so before frost laws come in. So that way, if we do change it, we can change it on the maps and get everything updated before frost laws kick in.
Yeah, we want to make sure then we'll put that on the agenda.
Is there
it.
any?
If you can remember that.
There's no frost laws on any gravel road right now in Clare County. Right. That's how it works.
That's how it is right now, that we don't restrict gravel road, which unfortunately the trend that I see is a lot of companies that have to move weight stuff.
Oh yeah.
They wait to do a job in Clare County to do it during frost laws. They'll do it everywhere else, and then when frost laws kick in, they'll come to Clare County because they know we don't restrict the gravel roads. So that's where they'll do most of their operations. They wait until frost laws come on and move over here.
Traditionally we work with them. We've tried to work with them, but a high impact area like you're talking, I don't have an issue with it. I mean, if they work with us, I'll work with them.
Right.
What I look at.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of them, Scott, they got to work. But, I don't wanna see them, like you say, tear up 5 miles of road. And the people that live on it can't get out, they have rights too, so.
Right. Yep.
I think a reasonable, we give them a chance.
And most of the time that we've ever had issues with them, we've been able to contact them and they've been able to remedy some of it. Like when they're pulling on the asphalt road and they're leaving a whole bunch of mud and debris and stuff like that, they're very good. Normally, if we just give them a call and heads out, they'll come out there and scrape it off and be done with it. Sometimes the road just gets so bad that they still got to do their stuff, but unfortunately the road is just.
I've lived on those roads, so I know a little bit about that.
Right. Yeah, and I get the phone calls from the little old lady interviewer trying to get to her appointment, and I go out there and check and see what I can do. But at a certain point, when the road's that badly gone because of the destruction, there's not much you can do. Pouring more dirt and grading it just makes it worse sometimes.
That time of year.
So,
We end up rolling it off, and then they come the next day and dig a deeper.
Yeah. I mean, most of the companies, I'll say, they do start at 4 o'clock in the morning when it's frozen, and they try to get as much as they can out. But obviously, once that thaw, as soon as the sun comes up, it starts thawing out. So, but I like I said, I think that if Maple Grove, if we just restrict that frost this year, that should at least leave the road open for regular traffic to go from there.
On that note, have you got CRA's new app for road restrictions? The Road Association has an app now.
Yes. Yep. So we just got to make sure we update that. If you guys decide to restrict that, to update it so we have it up on our map system. Or at least at a bare minimum. If we don't, then we can at least post it, the signs, because it doesn't technically actually, by state law anymore, actually have to be posted on the roadways. We do it, the road commission does it as a courtesy, just as a heads up, but as long as it's posted online. So if we can't get it updated online, at least if we put the signs out, we can take enforcement action after that.
Last year we had an issue with some blacktops being marked all season at the state level. On their maps, they were being marked all season, and we had them restricted. So there was, and I think Al was working on that. I think he got that resolved. The first chunk of Surrey was showing it not restricted. Bailey Lake wasn't past. Man sighting was unrestricted on the state map. Didn't jive with ours.
Gotcha.
So we had an issue there last year.
Yeah, that should hopefully be
Yeah, I think Al worked on that.
Who wants to say something?
No, I was just trying to catch up.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
do we have Tim up?
We're trying.
Okay. Do we want to just put him on speaker on the phone?
We could do that too. Actually.
I could just
FaceTime.
set him right there.
Why you gotta make it so easy?
FaceTime on the phone. Unlimited minutes.
only if he doesn't have questions for me.
All right.
Anybody else? Any questions? Thanks.
But like I said, anytime if you guys want to see a truck getting weighed or something, just let me know. And if you don't have my phone number, one of the assistants can get it to you. I'm more than happy to take phone calls.
Maybe when you get your new vehicle and stuff, then you can bring it and
Absolutely.
we
You
can check
give
it
me
out.
a layout of it.
Yeah,
and
we can see.
Like I said, we're almost staffing wise, we're almost back up to par, so that'll free me up a little bit more to be able to do more weight enforcement. Like I said, once the scales get in the vehicle, then it's kind of game on for me because I'll have them with me all the time.
So you're thinking next month?
I believe it's being built as we speak, and then by the time it gets here striped and everything on it, probably middle of next month or end of next month. But I will definitely.
I think it'd be really close to about time restrictions.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh, perfect.
Tim, can you hear us?
What is that Maple Road feed? What?
Down with firewall right there by
Yeah,
Renaissance.
firewall.
Okay, is that what it's
Do you want me to
Renaissance?
continue? Do we got him up or?
It's very
Tim, can you hear us?
Yeah, I figured that. I've been down it once. It's very low. On one hand,
Yeah, it's a stretch of road that we have issues with every year, to be honest with you. We have to close it to anybody.
No, it's just like over in West Green, we got some over there that get closed every year too, you know.
They
it's a lot of
absolutely do, and
different-
I don't understand thought process.
Do you want me to set them, do you
Why
want
they
to
would
call
wanna
it from
drive
my
that
phone
stretch, I don't
right
know.
here, or do you want it down
They
there?
Look
You can call him from there if you
at
want.
this stretch of road
Does he know we're calling?
from Lincoln to Pine
No.
South, how they used to
Just
drive that
don't
8
go.
miles of
Right,
gravel
yeah.
instead of going on blacktop.
Yeah, around Jackson and Hardy and
Yeah.
over and all that, yeah, exactly.
Is there, I mean, I'm sure there's another way in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can,
Oh,
if they're coming from 115, they can hop on the freeway and go to Old State and come down Old State, because Old State's not restricted at all. Or
It's
they
not
can take,
restricted at all.
correct, and or they could take 115 into Corning and take Corning north.
So
and
yeah,
everything.
they ain't gonna have to make any more
Hey
trips.
Tim, I got you on
No.
speaker.
Okay.
Can you hear us okay? Cause they can't get the
Yeah.
volume to work. So is that gonna work for you? Okay, I got you here and you guys will just have to yell down here. Alright, we're gonna go on to old and continuing business. Do we have any old business we wanna discuss? Alright, we'll go on to new business. The board of directors ballot. Looks like we have one name.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's who.
So if that, you guys are good with that, I just have to have a motion to do that and I'll send it in.
I'll make the motion that we, nominate Jerry Pine.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Dave?
Yes.
Okay, tree bids for projects.
Basically, we just put out 3 bids for 3 projects that we wanted to do, that are upcoming, that we had contracts already signed for, because I didn't wanna put anything out there that we don't have a signed contract for, because I don't wanna waste their time or ours for that matter. So, we had 7 different companies bid, and you can all see the different prices, and the different bid amounts. So there's quite a range from the lowest,
Yeah, no kidding.
for all 3 being 31,000 and the highest being 204,000. There's quite a range there.
I see we got these couple new companies.
Couple of them
Yeah,
are,
a couple of them are, we don't know how well they work yet, but
Which ones are based out of Clare County?
Well, we've used Michael Henry for.
And to be honest with you, I think Michael Henry and Kelly's Tree Service are the only 2 that
And
are
we've used Michael for
correct. And
quite a long
Kelly's, to be
time.
honest with you.
And
we use
Kelly's.
both.
We use one Zia, I know
Yep.
we use one
Okay.
Heinz. That's not our.
That's out of Saginaw.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, I just,
Heinz, actually.
I know, that's what I looked at, and it's not spelled the same.
myself, I mean, we should be trying to use local people.
Yep, I understand that.
I mean, we use local people and they don't come back and complain to us.
Right. But in the past, it's always been awarded, for us to make the best
Yeah, it's
decision in
in
the interest of the road.
road
Yes,
commission.
correct.
one you like to work with the best, and
Yep.
you got the best bang for your buck.
Yep.
Well, yeah, look at it.
Yeah, I know Henry's we did. I mean, we've been pleased with them.
Is there any time limitations? I see the.
Yes, there is.
Can you split this contract?
Yep.
Yes,
we did it by project.
Yeah, okay.
yep. They were all bid separately.
All right.
But it's nice to get them awarded as best interest of the road
Right,
commission.
well, that's
Not
what they, you get
necessarily
them
low
working on 2
bid.
different places at the same time.
Correct,
Mhm.
and not, low bid sometimes always isn't the best for the
Right.
work.
I'll make that motion that we award this in the best interest of the road commission.
I will second it. Can you hear Tim okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I got a 15-second load.
Oh, do you? Okay. We can hear ya.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tim, are you good with going with the best interest of the road commission for bids on trees?
Yes, but I'd always gravitated prices close to the type of
Can you say that again, Tim?
He voted yes.
Yes. Okay, thanks.
So we did award it, the,
I would, I'm kind of, with the prices first, I'd always go with the local contractors.
Yep, That's what we're
You
deciding
say
on.
local?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's my thought too.
They're the low bidders anyway. You're not-
Well, we ended up, we called Hatton Township, or excuse me, on the Hatton Township project, that we let Michael Henry know that it would probably be him. And then the same with Harding Ave.
Okay.
And we're with the Coolidge Ave, the Miller Contracting. We actually went with him because he's never worked for us. He's actually out of Lake City, so he was fairly
okay.
close.
On that side of the
Mhm.
Yep. So, and he's never done any work for us. So we met with him yesterday. Brian and myself did, and he actually seems like he's going to do a good job. But we'll find out.
have work over in Green or Winterfield and stuff like that.
Correct. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Because that's
Perfect.
There's quite a difference here.
very.
You wouldn't think it would be that much.
Yeah, we opened all the ones to the left first, and Dave and I were like,
Yeah, it was a big difference.
Oh, we didn't budget enough.
It's hard to keep a straight face when you see someone, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we're going to culvert bids.
This will be for Surrey Road in Grant Township. Al and I, we took the option of either an aluminum arch culvert like we did on Cedar or a precast concrete culvert, which we did one on Dover Road last year. And in our opinion, with labor wise and timeline wise and everything, we feel that the concrete culvert will work best in this location.
Okay.
So Al put it out for quote, and we only received 2 potential bidders. The other companies could not supply what we needed, and the low bidder is Northern Concrete Pipe. So we would like to award that contract to them.
We have experience with them.
Yes. Right.
Oh, that's at 20 foot. I knew I read that. 20 foot.
Is what we have is an existing old, it's technically a culvert, but it looks like a small bridge. It's just smaller than 20-foot span on Surrey Road in the location where we're going to be doing our federal aid paving this summer. The culvert's really bad. Like the abutments are falling in and it's really bad shape. So it only makes sense to replace it before we pave the road, and that's what our goal is, to do it late winter, early spring, the culvert work, and then when they pave, it'll all be brand new through there. So
It's 20 foot the standard size on a road like Surrey Road.
no, it's all what the DEQ determines. Okay. So it's the bank to bank opening of the river, of the stream or creek or river or whatever. So they determine the width that we need, and then we're limited by our road height, you know. So that's how we fit them in there.
Well, I'll make a motion to give it to for the best interest of the road commission.
Or do you want to go order the Northern Concrete?
In this case, I would go with low bidder and award it to Northern Concrete.
All right. I'm good with that. I'll second the motion.
I'm good with it. That's awesome.
Dave, are you good with it?
no.
Yeah.
Tim's got it. Okay, we got you, Tim. All right, future meeting video conferencing.
Do we want to continue to use YouTube? Do we want to completely stop doing streaming and just keep and open our board meetings up to the public as pre-COVID? Or do we want to try like a Microsoft Teams? I've seen school board meetings and they use Teams where people So public could actually stream in and you could see them, they can see us type thing and communicate that way. Because YouTube we can't really communicate. And then so do we want to consider something different? Try that. And then also, do we want to record our meetings until we approve the board minutes and then not have them, or do we want to keep them on the internet forever? Or how, I mean, I think we should have some kind of just some different thoughts. I don't know.
Do you have the cost
Or
of
keep
Teams?
it how we're doing it now.
What's the cost on Teams?
Free.
I think Hayes uses that. They have a Microsoft thing.
There's quite a few townships that use
They
that.
use Teams.
But even if we open up the meetings to the public, we can still fall under the CTC guidelines, as well. There's maximum of 10 people per room.
Right.
With the distancing and stuff. I mean, we're not gonna tell people they can't come in, but.
Well, they can limit.
But we just have to limit them at
We
per time.
excused them and
Exactly.
brought them back in. Hopefully our restrictions are lifted fairly soon.
It
Right.
just seems like a hassle to tape everything. To me, that's just my thought. To put all the effort into it, if it's not needed, if it's under COVID guidelines.
Well, and in my past working for the village, you don't record your meetings. You don't.
We
keep
were
them out
advised
there.
by our attorney.
You don't
not
keep
to.
them out there forever. You can record it, but they should be deleted and
Don't store
destroyed.
them in the clouds forever or whatever.
Which it's mainly to record is for your benefit for minutes, correct?
Yes, correct.
Which
Most
we
people
could-
might use like a recorder. They record the minutes. That's just for the clerk to go back and retype the minutes. And then after that meeting's approved, then they're deleted and destroyed.
Which
To me, that's fine.
Because if
That's
anybody
fine,
wanted
too.
to see anything, technically any minutes that you have would be what I write.
Well, why don't we do that then?
Didn't they have a 60-day trial or something with YouTube or that? Okay.
No, that was just for COVID and
But if you guys want to open it up, that's fine. Or I suggest, the Teams would be another alternative because you wouldn't have to necessarily record that. It's just like a Zoom meeting. You have the option of recording or not recording, so people can still get on.
so we
They
could
can
go
interact.
live and
Yep, they can interact with you, and you can mute everybody. And if they have on Zoom, at least I've never used Teams, but if they have a comment, they can click raise hand, and then you can unmute them.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually unmute them when it's public comment or if someone has a question.
Tim, do you have anything to say? Can you hear what's going on?
I'm hearing him. He's trying to talk, but I think we should operate, or at least offer that some kind of a video meeting till we see what the restrictions.
I understand the angle, but I think the easiest access for the public to be involved would be the best.
So probably the Teams
Through the door.
live and then without recording. Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, just
Just to
until
have it, unless we need it just for Kaylin then.
Yeah, just till the
I usually do
restrictions.
my minutes literally right after the meeting.
Right,
'cause it's
okay,
fresh
so
in my
you're
mind.
fresh.
Recording for the paper.
I'm all
Or
for,
the secretary.
opening them up as soon as we possibly can, opening the meetings as soon as we possibly can.
There you go.
But until
Till then, we'll
we
stick with
find out about the February 1st restriction thing, we don't have a meeting until what?
The 4th.
Can we decide this the 4th, Dwayne? If we don't get it opened up, can we?
I would have it decided now, so that way
Okay.
if it doesn't get opened up on the 4th, then Dwayne and I know which
All right.
direction to
Okay.
go for that meeting.
Do we want to?
I move we tape the minutes of the meeting until the board secretary has got them wrote down. And then delete them.
Well, I'd have to wait until you guys approved at the next meeting. So we'd have to go in after the next meeting and delete them then.
Okay.
But are we gonna record them via Microsoft Teams or voice recorder or?
I'm good
continue
with Teams
YouTube?
until restrictions are lifted.
That way the public can,
Right.
Come in then.
Till
well,
we
the
can
public
open that
can,
door so they
can
can go.
operate
Yeah.
Right,
better with that.
until,
Yeah, cause YouTube, I mean, unless they've
Then-
been a comment, they don't really, you know, and it's hard to sometimes
Then the
type what you
voice
wanna
recorder.
say.
Does that sound
Yeah.
right? Does that sound
Yeah.
right?
yeah. I don't know how you're gonna put that down for,
I'll get it.
you get the
Well, we
wording
gotta keep
right?
the public-
So Max made the motion.
So yeah, if we go with Teams, then we'll get that set up, and then Mandy can get all that linked to our website and everything, so people will be able to log in right off our website.
Okay.
And, you know, it might be temporary, but at least it gives them access, public access.
Until this deal's over.
Until we get our restrictions lifted.
I'll second it, Kayla.
Bill,
I'm in favor.
Yes.
is Tim in favor?
Tim, are you in favor?
Yes, I support.
Alright. Commissioner conduct. I think we just wanted to reiterate, that in our have you guys read the handbook at all? Did you get your handbook?
I have.
It's just between pages 5 and 7. Did you sign up for the new commissioners thing?
I didn't sign up for it.
Do you
It's in
want to?
Yeah, I
February.
wanna go. I wanna
Okay,
go.
in
Yeah.
person?
Oh, yeah.
Cause I was gonna talk to, I know Bill wants to stay the night before in case weather's bad. I'll talk to Dave and Max afterwards if they
Yeah,
want to.
yeah. Yeah, I've read it as far as the procedure of dealing with.
Right, just reiterating that, we just deal with Dwayne.
We just deal with.
And if you get any public
Pressure.
pressure, whatever you want to say, phone calls, make sure they call the road commission first. That way it's on record, because it goes to the foreman. Let them deal with it. If not, then we'll go to Dwayne. That we're not dealing with everybody individually.
Yeah, I did read that.
Okay.
I wasn't sure you guys got your packet yet, because we didn't.
I know
I
everything
guess
is.
we never asked.
I think they mail it to you.
I
They
think
mail
they
it to you right away. Yeah.
Mine came in the mail.
All right. Number 6, letter of understanding. Looks like it's a union letter of understanding.
Yeah, so, I'm still working on the apprenticeship program. I talked to the U.S. Department of Labor. I had a meeting with them yesterday in Michigan Works. We had to just tweak a few things on our Appendix A for submitting it to the U.S. Department of Labor. He said we're like 90% there, and if we just tidy up a few things, sounds like we can have it signed and approved for February 1st. So one of the things was just to get a letter of understanding from the union, because the apprentice will have to operate some of the equipment and do some things that union guys do or full-time guys do, but it's going to be under their supervision and their, management's direction and stuff. So it's just a letter saying that the apprentice isn't going to replace their job, but they're going to allow the apprentice to operate.
They have to learn all facets of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta let the young guys run.
And I think the guys are good at this.
Yeah, they were good with it. They signed it, so I'll sign it, and then I just wanted the board to be aware of what's going on, and then.
Jim, get this?
No, because we just got it.
Okay.
But I will send a copy. Tim, I will send you a copy, or Donna, so that way you can read it as well. We just got it signed.
I move Karen signs, or we sign the letter of understanding for the apprenticeship.
I'm good with that, second.
Yes. Tim, did you hear Kayla? They're gonna send you this letter of understanding. They just got it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry about this 30 seconds.
That's all right. I just want to make sure you can hear okay.
Yeah.
That's why you're right in front of my loud mouth. All right, correspondence. Nothing. Staff reports.
You want to start with me?
Here, I'm gonna start with you, Dave.
If you guys haven't heard already, the bridge on Cedar Road is open.
Is it?
Yep, the guardrail's all in. We're gonna have a little tidy up in the spring, obviously, and we'll probably have to do some maintenance out there, but for the most part, it's open and the public is
It's
extremely
Angie.
Yeah.
I wrote my letter or my articles in the Cleaver, and Angie took a picture of it out there too at the same time. So
Perfect.
it's in the papers this week too.
So she's aware of it.
Yep, she was already out there before
Good deal.
I touched base with her.
Pretty proud of the guys. They really stuck with it and they did a great job for tackling something. This is new for us, but they did a good job. So it saved us a lot of money. So, the radios, they're close. Basically right now, the state got back with us and now we're just waiting now. Everybody's got everything. So we just received emails yesterday with, Todd Tolbert, he's with the MDOT radios, and then Jeff Kelly, he does the actual state. So, and they're in communication, so we're all set. And all the templates are already done. You just gotta approve the Bay Area region and then the Mount Pleasant Garage, so we can communicate with them. We just have to have approval for that. And that should be really soon, so.
It's gonna make
Will
a
we able to
huge
get our
difference.
surrounding counties?
Pardon me?
Will we able to get our surrounding counties?
In our region.
Yeah, Gladwin and,
Yep. Anybody in the Bay region will be able to communicate.
oh, just in our region, so
Yeah.
Roscommon.
No, we won't be able to get that because he said there was something different with that, with a statewide authorization, but there was no issue with getting our authorization for the Bay Area. And we'll be able to talk with the
State guys.
Mount Pleasant Garage directly as well. So
Yeah, they can contact Roscommon. Well, we always have a Roscommon number.
yeah, we communicate with them daily, to be honest with you. Any surrounding counties and that border us, we're communicating with them. And other than that, the guys have just been cleaning up. Seems like there's a nuisance snow every time we wake
We've
up.
had a pile of snow. I mean, it snows 6 inches every time it snows.
And we got more coming by the sounds of it on Sunday.
Yeah, and if it's not ice, it's snow. Or
It's always wet.
whatever.
It's been wet snow.
It has. It's been heavy.
So they're doing good jobs. The guys are putting in some long hours, but they're hanging in there. So they know what they're here for, and they're doing a good job.
Dave's been getting contracts back for the gravel projects. As he gets them back, like he bid out the trees. Pretty soon you'll be putting out gravel bids. We're gonna be putting out our annual bids pretty soon for gravel and culverts. Val's been working on those bridges, getting our DEQ permits. Hopefully we'll start Brand Road here if the weather holds off. If we get a window, we're gonna start Brand Road. And then we'll get Surrey Road ordered. Hopefully that'll be here end of March, and kind of moving along. So
That's all we got.
The audit, he was here for 2 days. Things seemed to go really well. He was pleased with, how everything looked. So he's working remote still on a few things that we have to go back and forth, which is normal, typical things. So hopefully.
We don't have a date yet when he's doing report.
No,
then.
so
Okay.
hopefully we'll get it wrapped up soon.
Okay.
Dwayne, can you cover the 12th accident just briefly and the changes you made?
Yeah, so if there's something with the highway being shut down and anything needed, we discussed it, with the sheriff's department, and we'll have a guy on site, whether it's a foreman or Dave, and then they'll be on site as to be kind of direct what needs to be done, or if there's something that needs to be done, he can give the directive to our staff and be efficient with that. So, because there was a little.
If it's a PI, would Jack be able to handle that, or whoever?
Well, this is more than just that. This is more or less just if something happens like that, we're gonna have a representative right on scene to where the sheriff's department will not have to go through dispatch. If they need something, the foreman can literally just call a truck immediately.
So how are we determining what kind of accident? Whenever the police is called,
or when they're just
Like,
shutting the
how
road
are
down?
we,
More of something that seems like, so if it's during the night, Scott will check it out if he kind of communicates, because Scott can't stay there.
what if
We
there's
want him-
multiple accidents?
Every scenario is gonna be different.
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying, but we,
but-
do
But
we,
until we get radios, they could radio back
that's
and
what
forth.
the radios are gonna be,
Yeah,
And actually, I was just informed, I got an email from Marlena. She's just told us basically the radios that they have in dispatch do not work anymore. The batteries will not charge, so they're unusable until we get the 800s. So
you're gonna have to
we're
call
right
into
now,
Central and,
we can only contact via phone.
okay.
So
Yeah, they
there
usually
isn't
call
any-
us they call us during the day and them guys at
Right.
night, whoever's
And
on
I
call.
explained to her if the radio issue, the 800s was gonna be a long time, any extended period of time, we'd figure out a way to get them some batteries so they can charge their radios. But I don't foresee that happening. I think our 800s are gonna be here pretty soon. But in the meantime, that's what our plan is to have. If we have multiple accidents, I've already spoke with Scott and he's already on board. If he has an accident during the night where he can't be on scene, he is informed to call the on-call foreman or myself. We will get up and we'll be on scene.
So it's gonna be
It was
strictly you, Brian, Greg.
at this time.
yes.
Yeah, we're not pulling our guys off the road.
Correct. No. And that the whole reason for that was for that to not shut a truck down.
Right,
you
because
know,
our main priority is
Right.
opening our
because
roads.
we can't have a truck sit on scene.
No,
Because there's a lot of roads for that in that particular morning.
When everything was happening, it was happening now.
But
Yeah.
a lot of that could have been avoided if we'd have had somebody on scene, because it was just a lack
it
of
was
communication
miscommunication, that sounds good.
between the sheriff's department and ourselves, and I don't blame anybody for it, but I just think it was a lack of communication where it just opened our eyes to something we could change to, so
Good.
to help them out as well.
Okay.
Sounds like you got it figured out.
All right, we'll go on to commissioner reports. Anything, Dave?
Nothing, just the accident, so we're good.
Okay.
Communication is all handled, so I'm happy with that.
Bill?
I've always got something to say.
Don't we know it?
Does anybody contribute to CRAM when we have a retiree? You know, they have a thing where you can notify them when you have like Dick retiring, stuff like that.
Well, there was the superintendent conference where we would go to, and they would always honor anybody that served in any type of
That just,
admin role.
I just read that, that just passed, that window was the 15th of January. I didn't know if we had anybody that picked up that information and sent it.
That's a good point, because we used to do that, and I think because last year it was canceled, and I think, I'm not even sure about this year yet, it may be canceled. Normally every October we go, there's a conference down either.
Well, they do it at the one in Lansing, they said,
Oh, the
March.
equipment show and stuff,
Yeah,
oh, really?
Or maybe, anyway,
See,
the
I was
window of
unaware of
opportunity
that
just
one.
passed, but I was reading their updates that they send us, and I thought about that, I just wondered if anybody,
I
you
can
know,
check with
sent it in
someone.
for Dick, but it was, you had to have it in by January 15th.
I can
Just to
check
do
with
like a little
someone.
announcement.
Yeah,
in
they
the
announce
vehicle?
it at the show,
Okay.
and even if you have a long-time employees, if Dave retires,
Just some
they
acknowledgement.
will let them know.
And that's the same thing they do actually in the fall superintendent
Yeah.
conference, they do that too. They,
Yeah.
anybody that's served on any admin role or whatever, they acknowledge that.
And
That's,
they,
that's neat.
they'll also publish any of your news releases. So if you get wrote up in the paper for good or bad, you can send that to them and they publish that on their updates, their monthly updates or their weekly updates. Just something that I just thought when I seen that thing about the retiree, I thought about Dick, and I just wondered if we had anybody that notified him.
I'll check and see if
Yeah.
Donna did.
Other than that, I just wanted to extend my condolences to Greg and his family. He lost his father. Mark lost an uncle last week, Mark Loomis, and then Iron County lost an employee to drunk driving accident. He was flagging traffic.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to extend our condolences to them. And how about the vaccinations?
We were notified from urgent care yesterday. She got all of our information and she's sending it, wherever we can get in, whether it's Gladwin, Midland, or Mount Pleasant. They're just gonna start signing us up, so.
Okay.
They have a clinic this week going on Midland. Thursday, Friday, Saturday's a Midland clinic, but on Like I said, I know RESD has one Friday too.
Yeah, but they won't put anybody there.
No,
I've talked to them, what they're doing right now by the sounds of it, if they are having a clinic, then they go to their list because they have thousands of people that are 75 and older that are on the list. So if they have, say, 2 extra doses, they're going to start on their list and they're going to call. And if you're within, like 5 minutes and you can be there, then you get to go and get the shot.
That's what I sent my moms into the health department.
Mm-hmm.
I just called my family doctor and it was like that.
Yeah, just saw I had a no caller ID call come in, so I hope that wasn't them.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, if you're in Mid-Michigan health system, they did say that if you have the portal, that's how they'll notify you too.
Oh, okay.
So, and I get emails when something goes into my portal.
I do too.
So they said to keep an eye on that, and then otherwise they will call you.
I pre-registered for my shot to the portal.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do nothing when I get there, just roll up my sleeve.
Max, you got any?
The only thing I got is, I did see last week that there was, I do believe there was another accident on Surrey Road in Old State. That's the second one that's been there since I've been involved, since August.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I got thinking too, if we're gonna put new blacktop on Surrey Road, I don't know how far we're going down.
Not that far.
Not that far, but they'll be cranking that time they'll get there.
I actually, don't quote me on this, but I thought I heard some like flashing stoplights.
We did talk about lights.
Well,
Didn't we?
Yeah, and
That surround the stop sign.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
see some of them off the Glad one on Chapel Dam Road. I was impressed with them.
now I'm
Like
in
Christmas trees around, and they're solar powered.
we're working on applying for safety money from the state. But we're not sure it actually qualifies because of the number of fatalities.
Well, no matter what, we got as in the public's eye, we need to move ahead with something here. 2 accidents in 5 months is too many.
Dang, Davey.
Well, let me ask you this.
Rico music.
My alarm for 9 o'clock.
I think anyway.
I don't disagree. There's some options eventually we should talk about, but with our federal aid money every year, I think if we keep doing what we're doing with our federal aid money, we should, as a board, decide to sell that money. There's a lot that goes into it. Like for this overlay project we're doing, there's so many hurdles that we're encountering and engineering costs that we're very limited. We have to follow every MDOT spec and rule with this money, and it's very time consuming and expensive for a local road commission to pave a local road. Where if we sold it for 80 cents on the dollar, we would actually make out because of the time and engineering costs we'd save to do the same exact work.
And then we can do what we
want to do.
Correct.
And there was a bill they introduced last year for that to go up to 90 to 95 cents on the dollar, but I don't know.
There's talk about the state kind of buying it from you, but right now you have to find your own buyer and you have to get on a list.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't come up yet, that's why I haven't brought it up, but we want to get on the list, I think, in the spring. So like a larger county down south, they'll usually buy a more rural county's money because they have larger projects that they're doing federal aid with, So that's on my mind. I really think we should do that. But with Surrey and Old State, I'm not sure we meet the criteria because of, I said, fatalities for the safety money, but we have enough federal aid money that a roundabout in that location would be ideal to use federal money for, because there would be engineering cost, and we're gonna have to engineer design it anyways, and then bid it out for construction anyways. It's not something we can do in house.
Oh, right.
And it's not because the overlay stuff. Al can talk. We can send out bids for overlays and have it done. That's easy stuff. This is more this would be something you'd want federal aid money to be used on. So so I guess that's an option too.
That's how we did Old 27, when we cut all the hills, it was all federal, the safety grant.
Okay.
We cut the hill at Dover, we cut the hill at Adams.
But if you think that's something we should use our federal aid money on next year, that's something we need to start thinking about soon, so we don't sell it, but we also start getting what we need to get our design in order to get let next fall, or this fall, to be built next spring. So.
You know, I know we've tried rumble strips, we got
Yeah.
sticks, lights.
I agree 100% on a roundabout on Old St. Missouri, and Dwayne's on something big here with that safety grant. If we could do that, it would, kill two birds with one stone. I agree 100%.
Okay. Yeah, that's what
I
we just
don't
need
know
to
the
put on
safety
our radar.
The safety grant though, Tim, I don't think we qualified because there weren't any fatalities in the last 5 years. Mandy and Al got all the crash reports from Steven, and there was a lot of crashes. It's just the severity of don't meet their criteria for our application.
Also, if you guys want our crash system now, I actually just got access to our analytics. I can pull up the entire county and go back 5 years, and it pinpoints where every crash is. And I can delete all the car deers and stuff like that,
Right.
but it'll tell you exactly what the crash was. And
Yeah.
He's saying a roundabout.
Beneficial.
Yes.
Whether we do it with grant or federal money.
Federal money.
We could program our federal aid for next year for that.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
all I know is that, there's an issue here. It's been an
Oh, it's
ongoing
ongoing.
issue. It's an ongoing issue. Luckily, there hasn't been too many people killed there, luckily. But
we don't want that.
We don't want that.
What are the stats on roundabouts? I mean, they're cutting accidents.
it cuts the
Severity.
severity of the injuries down.
Yep.
Initially, because people are still getting used to roundabouts, it increases the amount of minor traffic crashes, but because the speeds are so slow, it's not that bad of a crash. And then when people get used to it being there, then obviously those minor crashes start to go down. That's what the state's seeing.
I still think this is related to when I was in driver's training, they said when you're on the freeway, you get in that mode that you're on the freeway, and they get right off that ramp and they're still on the freeway, they think.
They come around the curve,
Yeah,
and all of a sudden there's a stop sign.
Yeah.
Is most of the people going south when this happens?
For the most part, from what I've seen, they're going north.
Going north.
So it doesn't figure.
They come in the wintertime. They come down the hill and they slide down it.
Right, you can't see that stop sign because it's at the bottom of the hill.
And then the people who are going south, they'll normally stop, and then they say they didn't see the car coming. Although it's a clear vision area, you can see right down the hill. But I mean, I know when I'm going to an emergent call, I cringe going through that intersection every single time because there is that little bit of downhill before you come up to the intersection that I hope and pray they see me.
Coming from the west, and there's a hill on both sides.
Yeah, there's
west
on
and
three
east.
sides.
Yeah.
Three sides.
Yeah.
Let's put
East,
this
west,
on
On our radar. Let's see. I think we all agree.
when Tim's here in person, we can get a good discussion going.
Yeah, we don't have to make a decision.
Right.
I think a roundabout is a good way to go myself too, but let's get it where we're all here, we can discuss it and we get more information out.
Okay, we can do
I
that.
mean, we've been on this intersection for
Well,
years.
like I said, I've only been involved in it for
Well, yeah, but
5 months, and it's like, this is the second time.
Yeah, and the last time, I think this last accident, they said the truck pulled out, didn't see somebody coming out.
I didn't know how long this would go. It was more like 30 minutes.
That's all
Tim, do you got anything more to say for commissioner reports? Anything?
This flag. He probably won't. I don't know if he'll be here for the next meeting either.
No, we can just, like I said, we're all here, we can discuss it. Give you a chance to get it.
Here's my line again, but the only thing I would say, everything's good, except we chatted here years ago. You folks may have discussed that. For all of us, we itemized that these are over $1,000.
Can you say the first part again, Tim? It was muffled a little bit.
The visa charges, you know, that aren't.
Oh, the visa charges.
Preferably are itemized. You know, Angelina a couple years ago said we need to keep an eye on our visas.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a visa charge over $1,000, I think it should be itemized.
Okay.
Okay, we got it. Perfect. I agree. All right. Anything else? Meeting adjourned.
Make a motion to adjourn if we have to. I can figure out. Can we take a short break?
Tim, we're going to take a short break. Do you want us to call you back for the budget meeting workshop?
No.
Okay.
Hey, good luck with the
quarantine
Yeah.
and baby.
At 9 o'clock, I couldn't get rescheduled. This was one of our quick meetings, and
Yeah.
get ready to that, but